Hello world, it's Kurtis Potter with Boundless Inspiration. So I just got done working out, and the video that I want to show you all today is about this workout machine, right? Man, it's like a Bowflex times 10. I feel like it's got pretty much everything you need to do bench, squats. I mean, you can do legs. I mean, it's got everything you need. You know, different straps. It's got everything you need, right? And the reason is this machine was made for you to be able to work out essentially every area on your body, right? You know, I'm sure you've all saw those guys that go to the gym and they're like, yeah, I work out my arms, and they're massive arms. And, but you look at their legs and they call them the chicken legs. You know, I'm sure you saw those memes where it says, did you skip leg day, bro? You know, and it's just, their bodies are unproportional. I mean, when you look at them walking up, you're like, dang, that dude's big. But for some reason, they skip leg day, and it's actually what helps you really build your mass in your body. And you know, I just thought about that as I'm getting to where I'm really dialing in my workout to where I'm working everything. I mean, any given day, my legs are sore because I worked them out yesterday or the day before. My abs, my arms, my neck, my traps, my lats, just my back, everything, right? Because I wanted to make sure that I'm not unproportional in any part of my body. I wanted to make sure my whole body is physically fit, right? So the title of today's video is Some Area. And we all have some area in our lives that we've got to work out, and we've got to stop avoiding it, right? I know for me, you know, I did well in life when I wasn't intentionally working on some areas of my life. You know, you could get by in life. We can get by in life where we're doing great. Things may look really, really good. You know, and life may be smooth sailing. But deep down inside, we all know that we have some area in our life that if we worked on it, it would take us to the next level, right? So no matter how amazing you're doing, if you worked on that one area, you could go to a whole new level. You could achieve a whole bunch of new things, right? So for me, you know, I made excuses. I blamed the past. Because let's face it, you know, some of these things that you're getting challenged with, those were taught behaviors. You know, it's called the family curse for a reason. So a lot of times we grow up and we pick up those burdens and that baggage from our parents, our role models, maybe our older siblings, our friends. I was always friends with older people, and it had a lot of pros and it had a lot of cons, you know, and I picked up a lot of bad habits along the way. Some of them I did without even realizing it. Some of them I did intentionally because I thought it was cool. I remember I started smoking cigarettes when I was 16. And I remember every time I smoked a cigarette, I was like, this is stupid. Like, why am I doing this? And one day I was sitting in a group of people. We're all in a circle outside somewhere, and we're smoking cigarettes. And I'm like, man, this is dumb. And I had enough. I was just had enough. I was like, man, I'm wasting my money. When you're young, you know, money means more. So I'm like 16. I'm like, dude, I could be spending this money on a lot better things. As a matter of fact, I actually even said, I remember saying, like, as I'm in that group of people, I was like, man, this smoking cigarettes is stupid. Why are we all doing this? And they all made their excuses. I like it. It does this. It does that. And I said, well, you know what? Like, I'm a weed smoker. I'd much rather spend this money on some weed because at least it gets me high. Like, just being honest. And they're like, oh, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, you know what? had a new pack of cigarettes. I think I just paid, they just raised the prices and I had just bought a pack of cigarettes. I was like, man, that was dumb. I didn't want to spend that money on it, but I did it anyways. It looked cool because some of my buddies were walking in there buying cigarettes. I said, man, you know what? I'm done smoking these things. And everybody's like, yeah, right. And I was like, seriously, you know what? Like, that was my last cigarette. I am done. I was like, who wants this pack of cigarettes? I'm done. Everybody's like, yeah, right. They're all just still talking crap, hating, doubting me because they're not going to take that step, you know? And finally, one of my buddies was like, I'll take him. Because I was like, I'm about to just throw these things away. He's like, I'll take them. I just threw them over to him. That was the last cigarette I smoked. I was like, why was I doing that? Why was I doing something I didn't want to do? You know, maybe to keep up with the Joneses. Maybe to keep this image, to stay cool, right? But I just gave it up and I said, you know what? No, I'm done with that. And see, that was easy for me because it wasn't a habit that I had taken into, like, say, right now I'm 35. I mean, that was when I was 16. So you imagine if I was still trying to break that habit today, that would have been 19 years of me smoking cigarettes. And it'd be a lot harder for me to just lay it down. So we have some areas in our lives that unfortunately we've been doing for 10, 15, 20, 30, 40 years, right? I mean, I had anger issues stemming back to when I was like 6. So I'm 35. That's 29 years of anger issues that I was dealing with that started when I was a kid and I wasn't even really mentally smart enough to understand that I was adopting those and that I needed to nip it in the butt. I'm sure plenty of people saw, like my mom and stepdads, and, you know, they never were able to communicate with me and say, son, you don't have to be this angry. I know some hard things have happened to you, but you're better than this. Let's get through this. Let's go to counseling. Instead of forcing me as a parent, like, you need to go to counseling, you know, imagine if one of my parents would have said, son, I love you so much. If I was willing to go and sit in counseling with you, would you go with me? There's nothing wrong with you, son. You have this little habit that if you addressed it and we defeat it together, you're going to become something amazing. You're going to change the world. Right? Imagine if I was communicated like that as a kid. But see, and then what happened was I went into my 20s and I was a ticking time bomb. Man, I was blowing up on people. I was beating up grown men for fun, going into the bars, just running my shoulder into people on purpose, be like, and it wouldn't be so. I wasn't punking some of the younger, smaller people. I was going head to head with some of the biggest dudes, biggest pricks in the bar, like, do something about it. Man, one time I went to this guy and I poked him right in the forehead with 2 fingers. Wham! I said, what are you going to do about it? This dude was way bigger than me. And when I poked him in the forehead like that, my buddies were like, uh-oh, something's about to happen. That dude was so struck. He didn't know what to do. He apologized and was like, you know what? I'm sorry, man. I was being a prick. I'm going to buy you a drink. I said, hey, guys. This dude's going to buy us all a drink. And I made him buy a shot for me and all my 5 people I was with. I was so angry and I was so aggressive, right? And see, what happened was I was so aggressive that people just started distancing themselves from me. Like, whoa, dude, you're too much for me to be around. I got to back away. I'm gonna slide out of here. And I'm just going to start ignoring your messages. I'm not going to reach out. I'm not going to come around no more. When we're in the bar, I just am going to coincidentally be on the other side of the bar. And when I walk up, oh, what's up, Kurtis? I didn't even see you, man. Bullshit. Right? And you know what? I understand now that they did that because they had to protect themselves because they were scared of me. They were scared to be around me. They didn't know what was going to happen when they were in my presence. They likely had seen me beat up a person or two. And they were justified in that. Because, see, I had that some area that I needed to address. Making money, no issue to me. Working hard, no issue to me. Coming and working out these weights, man, that's easy to me. I've been doing it for a long time, and that's what I always went to. I was poor when I grew up. So I remember back on my 6th birthday, I was like, Mom, I want a Nintendo 64. And she said, I'm sorry, son. we poor. You're going to get $25 spent on you for your birthday, not $400. From that moment, I started hustling. I was selling gum. I was selling rocks. I was selling anything I could so I could buy it myself, and I did buy it myself. The games I bought myself. Whenever I was in school, my mom would say, hey, you guys get one pair of shoes a year from Walmart. Man, you get bullied. You get punked. You get made fun of. So I said, Mom, how do I get Nikes? How do I get the name brand stuff? She said, well, I'll give you $50 for a pair of shoes. They're about like 100, so you're going to have to make up that 50, and I did. So that hustle came from when I was young. That's easy to me. But I'll tell you what, those some areas in our lives are the ones that are hard to fix. You know what? I've been addressing this anger issue for a long time because I was like, you know what? I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired of my life. I'm sick and tired of reacting badly, regardless if some people's on some bullshit. I'm sick and tired of reacting badly to their bullshit. I'm lowering myself to their level. And see, if you're listening to this video, you know that you're not supposed to be on that level with that mediocrity. I knew I was better than that, but that was a bad habit, like smoking those cigarettes that I couldn't throw down. It was a trait that was in me for 26 years. I ruined plenty of relationships. And you know what? I made excuses that I was justified in doing it. Because, yeah, even though sometimes I'll go into a bar and just shoulder hit people, like, come on, bring it. Sometimes I'll go and flirt with their girls on purpose. I'm like, man, she's hot. I'm going to take her home tonight. Like, hey, bro, my buddy be like, dude, that's her dude right there. Like, I know. I'm still about to take her home. And if he says anything about it, I'm about to drop him. I'm about to make him regret saying something to me. I'm about to take his pride. I even had a buddy one time be like, man, that's a really good dude, man. Please don't go do that to him, Kurtis. He don't deserve that. He's a really good person. There's probably some really good people that my anger issues, my some area affected their lives. And I'm forever sorry that I couldn't get control of my mental capacity in order to work on that some area. And if you're still watching this video, then I'm sure that you know that there's some area in your life that deep down you know you've got to work on. And you know that if you do, you're going to become such a better version of yourself. That pride, that ego, for what? Because I wasn't intentional. I wouldn't go see counseling because I was like, what? I don't need that. I'm doing well in life. I'm getting by in life. I can get the pretty girls. I can become popular. I can make the money. I can become successful without addressing that some area. You know what? I'll have big arms. Yeah, you know what? Maybe I might not have big legs, but what you gonna do about it? You gonna say something to somebody with some arms like that? No. Most times people won't because they scared. Like, dude, that dude hits me with them big arms. I ain't making fun of his chicken legs. That's some area. But see, it gets to a point in the life where you're like, am I okay with just getting by? Am I okay with being this prideful, this egotistical, this stubborn, this hard-headed? Am I okay with allowing that some area to continue to control me? Whatever it is. You know, for me, I just keep going back to anger because that was one of the really the biggest flaws that I had, that I justified, that I made excuses. I say, hey, if you don't like my reaction, don't give me a reason to react. So I justified it. You know what? I'm going to eat this cookie because I deserve it. I'm going to sit on the couch and binge watch TV all night after work because I just worked a hard 8-hour day. I'm going to take it out on my kid because they did something wrong. kids. We're humans. We deserve better. We deserve to take a stand and address that some area in our lives. We can achieve anything. We can have anything. You want a yacht? You can achieve it. You want a log cabin in the middle of the woods? You can achieve it. You want your beachfront property? You want your business? What is it that you want? You want a great body? Great finances? For me, I want to put my kids through college at Notre Dame. Yep, go Notre Dame. If they decide they want to go there. You know what? It may come to a point where my son looks at me and says, Dad, I really want to go to Ohio State. Please, son, please no. You know, he may say, Dad, I'm going for greatness. I want to go to Bama. You know what? Is my pride and my ego that day going to be like, no, Bama spanked us so many times. He'd be like saying, Dad, I want to root for the Patriots. No, son, please don't. But I got to let you. I got to let you be you. But see, it's not about college and what college he goes to. It's about the fact that I want to be mature enough because I've worked on those some areas that I'm not that dad that yells at his son for not doing great in sports. You know what? Like, I've had some buddies where their kids were gay. And they just shunned him. One of my best friends is gay, and his parents shunned him when he told him that he was gay in high school. Dude went through 15 years of hell just loving his parents, and they just hated him because he was gay. See, that some area for his parents was the fact of how controlling they are. You know, and if he wouldn't have went through that may have been something, you know what, it was maybe a blessing that they pushed him out of their lives. Because there was actually some, some of the stories I've heard. It was probably a blessing that he didn't spend more time in that household because that may have went down onto him. And he's one of the most beautiful souls I've ever met in my life. Things happen for you, not to you. And I truly believe that was a blessing in his life. And he became a beautiful human being because of it. So today I just ask you, is there some area in your life that you've been avoiding? And how long are you going to avoid it? Another year where you can't even put down that cigarette? Man, I just invite you not to. I challenge you not to. And I just tell you from experience, the amazing growth I have been the day where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna defeat this some area. Not I'm going to try. I'm going to defeat it. I'm going to take that first step. And you know what? There's been times where I fail. Where people are like, Kurtis, you're crazy. What, now you think you're better? No. I just had a flaw that I knew that I wanted to work on because I deserve better. My kids deserve better. My family line deserves better. My friends, everybody that's around me deserves for me to be better. You deserve better. And you have it in you. You can do it. You can defeat this some area. It may take a while. I've been on this process for years. And sometimes I'll pick it back up. Somebody will cut me off on the road and I want to be like, I'm not going to give the middle finger this time. There's some times where people give me the middle finger and I'll be like, I want to give it back. And instead I'll just be like, I'm sorry. Man, you're not weak. You're strong. Being the bigger person, you're strong. Going to counseling, you're strong. Going to workshops, seminars, reading, getting help, allowing people to help you. You're strong by doing that. You're not weak. Get that crap out of your head that the people are saying, because you know what? I don't care what anyone said. I'm strong for going through this and being authentic, even if it hurts, even if I have to be so humble and admit that I was wrong. I'm sorry, I was wrong. Best apologies change behavior. So if you're even saying sorry to yourself, you can't say sorry to other people for when you do what you do. Sorry to yourself, change behavior. You know what? Don't say sorry to them. Just make it right. Step up, become the best version of yourself for you. And that's the best apology you could give to them. To yourself, to your parents, to your great parents or great parents, just looking down on you in heaven. I hope this helped you all. If there's somebody you know that could really listen to this video, please like, share, comment, give me some feedback on that some area in your life that either you're refusing to address or one that you've actually worked on, and give me that testimony, that amazing story of how your life has changed because you worked on that some area. I love you all. I truly hope that this video helps you and just gives you that, you know what, take that first step. This video is what gave you that first step into challenging that some area. You know what, 21-day challenge for the rest of the year. You might fall back down, start back over that 21 days. So that way we could start off 2022 addressing that bad habit, that some area, and becoming the amazing version of yourself. In 2022, just be an amazing year because you're like, you know what? I nipped that some area in the butt. Now let's see what we can do when I just took this to a whole new level. I have faith in you. Every single day, we're getting just a step closer to being boundless. I love y'all. Have a great day.